Hey guys, Garrett here today, and today we're going to be going over the Mustang and the history and everything done to it. So let's get to it. So, this car has had a lot of things done to it. I got it back in 2019, about 4 years ago. Got it for steel for about $500, but I had to drive all the way up to Nevada, Las Vegas to pick it up. But I mainly just got the car just for something to work on, just to learn something at the time. It had a factory Ford 3.8 V6 in it with almost 200,000 miles and running on 4 cylinders. Got that fixed right away. It was just an ignition coil, so nothing too crazy. But about 50 miles later, the car started puffing clouds of white smoke. Pulled the dipstick, found coolant in the oil. So after finding some oil in the dipstick, we immediately got to work on trying to find a donor car for this. I just wanted to do something easy that was pretty direct, so I ended up just going with a 4.6 that came in the GT models. So we got a donor car. It was a 1998 Mustang GT, and we got it at an auction. So right after that, me and my friends immediately got to work on stripping both the cars down to get it ready for the swap. And after several long months of only working on it on the weekends, we finally got that first start. Very happy. It's all went well and it was running. While the motor was out, the main thing I did was do a PI swap. So in 90, 98 and older, with the 4.6, they came with NPI, non-power improved motors. And basically they had smaller dish pistons, but with crappier heads, so the intake was not the best, and then also the runners on the intake manifold were less. So we did a PI swap. So with the PI swap, it brings up the compression a lot more from factory. So it was a very easy, like 40 horsepower gain out of this motor. For the exhaust, it has some BBK long tube headers, along with an X-pipe and an SLP loudmouth catback. Up here, it has a 73mm BBK throttle body with a actual cold air intake that gets colder air from the fender and not one of the ones that sits here and just sucks in hot air. Kind of defeats the purpose. It also has some 30-pound injectors to help with that extra air. It's also got a stage 2 cam that helps out with a higher RPM power. For the cooling system, we have a Mishimoto upgraded radiator, paired with a Mishimoto cooling fan. Down here on the suspension, there's not too much going on. It has some upgraded Steeda springs to lower it 2 inches and make the suspension a little bit more stiff. And it's also just got a basic angle kit, just one of those cut and weld knuckles to just help me get in the drifting and get started. Rims, nothing really special, just some American Muscle rims with some Nitto 555s on it. So originally, this car came with an automatic in it. The new motor had an automatic on it, but we were able to locate all the parts to put a manual transmission in it. It has a Tremec 3650 in it, so it was a pretty straightforward swap. Have a SET tuner over here for my dyno tune. Last had it tuned, it made 281 wheel horsepower, so that's pretty good compared to how much these cars make stock. So some near future plans for this car. Gonna be a 10-point roll cage here from Road Race Cars. Also, going to be finally getting some racing seats. Gonna get like a Corbeau bucket seat and harness in here, you know, to keep me in my seat, because these seats do not hold you in very well. You're drifting and you're just hitting the center console, bracing against the door. Not very good, and it'll also keep me more safe. Lastly, for the near future, I am finally getting some coilovers for this thing. Gonna get some BC Racing coilovers. It's gonna dramatically increase the handling of this thing on the track, because it's kind of a boat right now. When you try drifting it, it's just rocking like a boat. Not so great. Further out plans, I'm thinking like a year or two later. Either a year or two later, or when this motor blows up on me from the abuse, I plan on getting a Gen 3 Coyote and swapping that in here to really bring up my game on power. Thank you guys for sticking around and listening to me ramble about my car and all the history behind it. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.